blocks for healthcare. We have leadership and governance. We have healthcare financing. How do we make affordable healthcare for all when and where they are? The health workforce, mapping them to access the public where they are. So are you innovating around that? And defining one quality. It's one patient, and we want to define one quality. The patient in Mararal, where I first worked as a district pharmacist, should be able to access the same quality as a patient in Aga Khan. Safety as well, information and research, and service delivery. On the other end is improved health for the nation, because a healthy nation is a working nation, a responsive healthcare system that is able to be measured and improved upon. So in this era of data, how is your innovation helping us combine that? Yeah? And how are you tapping into the Hustler Fund that's going to be introduced? How is all this funneling to what His Excellency, the Deputy President, will be talking to us about, and we all know what they stand for. So at the end, you want to see improved efficiency and effectiveness. For me, as the President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, you all know it's my last term. I'm very honored to be the host of the Deputy President just before my term ends. So, but let this be the beginning. Yeah, as I exit, let the young leaders who are here carry the flag, and let's really make healthcare accessible and available to the patient when and where they need it. Asante.
Your Excellency, Deputy President, and all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, my job here is very simple. It's to invite our Vice Chancellor, Professor Maggie Ensign, to give our remarks. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our beautiful campus, USIU Africa. We're so honored to have our guests with us today, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the Honorable Jeffrey Rigathi Gachagua, I hope I pronounced that correctly, the Governor, Honorable Muthomi Juka, the Principal Secretary from the Ministry of Education, Ambassador Simon Nabu Kwesi, the Ministry of Health, Health Product and Technology Director, Dr. Nancy Jeru, the President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, Dr. Louis Mashogo, the Chairman of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Kevin Desai, and the Dean of our School of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. Welcome to all of our honored guests. And thanks to our partners, the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, the UK Health Alliance, and universities. I think we have 10 universities from around the country today who have joined with our School of Pharmacy and Health Sciences to develop this partnership. This partnership between our School of Pharmacy and Health Sciences and PSK, I believe, has the potential to drive innovation in this area for the country and for the region, and will provide a platform for mentorship and learning for new inventors, a platform for investors to invest in new healthcare initiatives. But let me welcome you to our campus, a global university with innovative programs, not only in pharmacy and health sciences, but transformative programs in digital technology, in business and entrepreneurship, and many others. With an innovation center that incubates ideas from students, as well as a center of excellence in pharmaceutical innovation. As I was saying, Deputy President, we have students from 74 countries, including many refugees and students with disabilities. With funding from the MasterCard Foundation, we've been able to bring students who normally wouldn't be able to attend a university like this, and we're very proud of this. We are an inclusive, innovative university, and I believe we are Africa's university. The response to the COVID pandemic has been quite extraordinary. In the fear and sadness, in the panic and confusion of illness, it's perhaps too easy to overlook the really remarkable and rapid progress that's been made on so many fronts and so quickly. Governments, businesses, universities, research institutes plunged into the fight against a new and wholly new disease, came to understand it, found new ways to prevent it, to treat it, to educate huge populations about it, to organize a rational response. Of course, there were mistakes and wrong decisions, but in the longer course of history, I think the last few years will be remembered as ones of truly startling success. They will show our species not only as the most chaotic and fractious, but at our most creative. They will show us how, against great odds, our species rose to a very new challenge, and how we succeeded. Now, we must find that sense of urgency again, young students who are in the back of the room, of deep cooperation and support in order to find solutions. We need to look carefully at the lessons of the last few years and identify what it is that we did well, how we fostered cooperation, how we shared information, how we innovated, and we need to, as I said, to learn from our mistakes. I believe that this initiative being launched today, the first annual Kenya Healthcare Innovation Challenge, is both vital and visionary. We all know that developing solutions to the global challenges we all will face in the decades ahead are going to require the very best of us. COVID will not be the last pandemic. Climate change will have almost endless repercussions, especially in the field of health. We all, I believe, have a profound responsibility to cooperate, to push the boundaries of our knowledge, our research, and our outcomes to develop innovative and sustainable solutions. Our university, the U.S. International University of Africa, is eager and proud to join with you in this new and vital endeavor. After all, it's not only a matter of innovation, is it? It's, of course, a matter of life and death. We welcome all of you today to our beautiful campus. We look forward to cooperating with you. And now I have the great honor to turn the podium over to the governor from Tharaka Nithi County, the Honorable Muthomi Njuki. Thank you. Welcome to USIU.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, the VC for the University of USIU. In the interest of time or the protocols observed, I am not here in my capacity as the Governor of Tharaka Nithi. I'm here to represent the Council of Governors. I serve in the Committee of Health as a chair, and therefore we felt that we should be here with you and ensure that we walk this journey of innovation together. Your Excellency, there are three things that we are sure of in life. One of them, when you are living, you are sure that you'll pay tax. The second one is you're sure you'll die. And the third one is change, which is usually inevitable. If you're in this life, always expect change. And those who are usually not prepared for change usually get a root shock in their lives. And therefore, innovation is one way of dealing with change in every space that is normally occupied in this universe. Innovation is as old as history itself of life. There's a man called Charles Darwin who said in his innovation or in his discovery that those who do not adapt to change usually perish, and that is why we came up with the survival for the fittest. And I'm very happy to see that in the world and the space of science, especially in medicine, that innovations are continually taking place and is usually necessitated by challenges that we face through. The period that we've just gone through of COVID, there are a lot of innovations that took place, but most of them are not documented to date because were necessitated by that change. And now that COVID is longer there, people have gone back to their comfort zones, and they will only be awakened again by another epidemic. I am happy on behalf of the Council of Governors to be here today to witness young innovators in the field of medicine who are not only working tirelessly to ensure that we have progressive space in medicine, but they're also making sure that innovations usually they are carried on to become real solutions to the problems that we have today. As a Council of Governors, we do have innovations that are taking place in our counties. Most of them may not be channeled through a system that allows us to have a concerted effort where all the innovations in other sectors merge together. But our Marifa Center, which is usually in the Council of Governors, has all those documented. So our hope and our request today is that as we start this first program of recognizing those innovators, let's find a way of ensuring that we have coordinated programs that culminate to a national recognition of all innovators in all sectors, whether in the counties, whether in the village, in the constituency levels, in the pharmaceutical industry, in the university like we are today, so that we do not leave that very critical innovation that was done in an environment that is not privileged to be serviced by probably a chain that usually requires recognition like the university. And that way, we will not be able to leave anyone behind. As a Council of Governors, we are aware that most governments put a lot of money in health, but there are very few, if any, that have done any investment in R&D, in the research department. And therefore, well, all the money goes to solving the problems that are there. No one is putting money in ensuring that we have research to ensure that we have solutions to the future. Our appeal as a Council of Governors is to urge counties to set a percentage of the money in health for research and development, even as we also complement what is happening in the universities. And through the national government, Your Excellency, we know that you have institutions that are doing a lot of innovation, and we want to be part of that journey as we work together. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we are very much aware of what is happening in our education sector today, where the education system, as we debate the current system, which we are not very sure whether it will be approved by Kenyans, which is competence-based curriculum, that we need to ensure that we also create space in our institutions for innovation, not just in the university level, but right down there from the secondary schools, which of course is already happening through the science, what you normally call the science competitions. But in our other institutions like the polytechnics that are usually funded by the the county governments, basically the TVETs. Let us have incubation centers, innovation centers that will also, we allow our young people innovate so that eventually we will enter the space of innovation that will enable everybody to participate in building this nation. With those very few remarks, I want to give you the assurance that as a Council of Governors, we would like to be involved in future in that program, so that as you award the people who have qualified today, we will also bring you a few through our chain and the Marifa Center that will qualify to be in this program. I thank you and I assure your support. In this place and time, it is now my sincere pleasure to invite the PS of Education, Ambassador Nabukwesi, to come and address us. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, the Governor of Tharaka Nithi County, the Honorable Muthomi Njuki, PS for East Africa, my colleague Dr. Desai, members of the National Assembly present, the Vice Chancellors of private and public universities, and I want to give special recognition to the host, Vice Chancellor, Professor Maggie Ensign, the lead person, Kenya-UK Health Alliance, Dr. John Guto, development partners and sponsors from Kenya and UK, representatives of the PS Ministry of Health, Dr. Njeru, officers from the Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Health, students from both public and private universities, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special occasion for us to celebrate and encourage champions of research and innovation, especially through the partnership with our collaborators from the UK. It's also an opportunity for us to celebrate internationalization of our institutions so that we keep learning from the best practices globally. We don't encourage our institutions to be closed in, to be so localized, so that they don't learn from others across the world. And I'm very happy the host university here has representation of citizens from 74 countries. I also want to think we are here to celebrate champions of innovation, incubation, and perhaps encourage them to uplift it to the level of commercialization so that we improve healthcare in our country, amongst humanity, and the socio-economic development of our nation. Your Excellency, we missed out when it came to finding solutions to deal with COVID-19 when it hit humanity across the world. We depended on well-wishers to get the vaccines, to give us hope that we could survive the pandemic. It was not a very nice situation for us. While others were in charge, innovating and producing vaccines, we were not able to do that. So with this kind of meeting today and with your presence, this rekindles our hope in research, science, and innovation as a solution to the many challenges that confront us today. And I want to encourage the National Research Fund, the Kenya National Innovation Agency, and the National Commission for Science, Technology, and Innovation to be part and parcel of this great idea of thinking together, of encouraging researchers and innovators as a way of finding better ways of making lives better. I wish to thank the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya for gracing this annual Healthcare Innovation Challenge. Sir, we are very confident that through your guidance and through the commitment of the Kenya Kwanza government, we will be able to inspire and support these great and innovative minds that are gathered here today and others who are watching and will read about it in order to achieve economic prosperity and achieve the Kenya Vision 2030. The Kenya-UK Health Alliance, abbreviated as KUHA, and its associate partners have organized this annual event to celebrate the healthcare innovations as well as to provide a platform for the innovators to learn and to be mentored. This event will also provide a platform for the investors to engage with various innovators for possible collaborations and financial support for the current and future innovations. I therefore wish to thank you, sir, and all who are here today for coming and for giving this event the status that it deserves. I sincerely appreciate the Kenya-UK Health Alliance and the partners for the effort they are making on innovations. Your Excellency, sir, we've been to the laboratories, and I want to appreciate that there is so much that is happening here. It gives us a lot of hope and optimism about the upcoming scientists who will do great things for our country and make us globally competitive with the best of the best in the world. I acknowledge our universities and research institutions for offering space and financial support to the innovators, and going forward with the reward process in place, I believe many will be encouraged to engage. With those few remarks, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure and a great honor to humbly invite His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, to address us. You're welcome, sir.
much. Please be seated. Our Principal Secretary for University Education, Basinda Nabukwesi, the Vice Chancellor of this great institution, the CEO of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, members of the faculty, invited guests, exhibitors, and innovators, hamjambo. This afternoon marks the culmination of your two-day interactions in the world of medical science, research, and innovations. You've had fruitful, thought-provoking deliberations. It is my hope that the outcome of the first Kenya Healthcare Innovation Challenge Awards Derby will contribute to strengthening our healthcare system. This is a first step towards pragmatic approaches to finding solutions to the healthcare systems in Kenya. We cannot make reasonable steps forward like other nations in the world who have excelled not only in healthcare but also in the economic spheres, infrastructure, education, agriculture, among others, if we do not pay close attention to generation of new knowledge through research and innovation. This innovation challenge comes after COVID-19 disrupted the healthcare sector with a spiral effect impacting other sectors negatively. But it taught us that we need to be prepared better through research and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, it is for this reason that I wish to congratulate the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya and the Kenya-UK Health Alliance for encouraging innovation in healthcare through the Kenya Health Innovation Challenge Award. This innovation challenge will contribute to improving the provision of healthcare services through local but world-class solution seeking drive innovations. In this regard, I challenge our universities and other institutions of higher learning to emphasize research and collaboration with the local and global institutions to nurture and grow our young innovators and researchers. Ladies and gentlemen and our innovators, the government remains keen in financing research and innovations as well as providing incubation hubs to accelerate realization of Vision 2030. Most of our universities have been funded by the Ministry of Education over the years as innovation and incubation hubs are the flagship projects towards Vision 2030. Indeed, the National Research Fund under the National Commission for Science, Technology and Innovation has been working with universities, research institutions, and individual researchers to ensure quality, reliable, transformative knowledge in our quest as a government to create employment for our young and grow their revenue streams, science and innovations. Dear health practitioners, the Innovation Award also happens when we are planning a national rollout of universal health care. Your contribution will not only be key in service provision, but also strengthening our systems. As a government, we count on your support in realizing universal health care for all. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, allow me to say that I'm deeply impressed with the innovations showcased here. They mark the beginning of a new and fascinating journey that will result in tangible changes in our health systems. I wish you the very best in your individual and collective journeys in research and innovation. Asanteni sana. Madam Vice Chancellor, I've never been to this great institution. This is my first day. I just passed here on my way to Nyeri, on the slopes of the mountain where I was born and brought up. I have sponsored many students here, but I didn't know you have such a great and magnificent facility. Congratulations. I'm very impressed. The buildings and the facilities are very well kept, and there seems to be a lot of order. You know, to think well, you need an orderly environment. And I am amazed, and I'll create time to come and visit this great institution. I want to encourage our researchers and innovators that the New World Order calls for very serious research and innovation. Those of us who don't want to research and keep up with the times will be left behind to the archaic age. We must move with the times. The world now is a global village. Technology is the in thing. The tech industry is the in thing. And for those of us who won't remain behind, you'll be out of touch with the reality. I want to encourage our pharmacists to also go out the extra mile and invest in establishing pharmaceuticals industries in this country. With this research and innovation, there is no reason for us to continue importing drugs from outside Kenya. And if you do that, you'll be our friends with the president, because anybody who creates a single job is our friend. Because we have 6 million young people out there without employment. So if we create and establish pharmaceutical industries in this country to manufacture drugs and other non-pharmaceutical products, you not only pay tax for our revenue requirements, but you also create employment as well. So I really want to encourage you that we shouldn't rely so much on imports. With research and innovation, we should be able to manufacture our requirements, our pharmaceutical requirements within the Republic. And that way we'll create employment, we'll expand our tax base, and we'll be able to assist the government to fund recurrent and development expenditure. So this conference is welcome. Please continue, be innovative, think and think well, translate the thoughts into something practical, and that will be a good thing for this country. Finally, I also want to take this opportunity to appeal to the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. Today, on behalf of the President, I have inaugurated a steering committee to mobilize resources to assist millions of Kenyans who are starving. So I want to ask your society to make a contribution towards alleviating drought. At the same time, I also want to ask the Vice Chancellor and the university family to also make a contribution. From the staff, the university itself, and the students as well. Today, the Kenya Defense Forces of the Republic of Kenya have undergone 1 day's pay towards the National Appeal Fund for Drought Mitigation and given us 130 million Kenya shillings. So I'm appealing to everyone, including students, They can give us 50 bob each, is good enough. And the steering committee will be, this evening, be announcing the pay bill number so that everybody who wants to make some contribution. No Kenyan should die when you have an extra coin. So I want to take this opportunity to also appeal to everybody who is here to make a contribution so that we assist Kenyans who are in a difficult situation. Finally, I want to say that the Ruto administration has identified a management style called continuous engagement with everybody, with those stakeholders. So anytime you want to interact with the president, with myself and the rest of government, we are available 24/7. Our reasoning is simple, very simple. We don't know everything. None of us has monopoly of knowledge. Everybody, including jobless young people, know a thing or two. The fact that they are jobless does not mean their brains are diminished. They have an idea. And the president and I and the rest of us want to enrich our thinking from contribution in terms of ideas from Kenyans. The president has said again and again that he has good ideas, but a good idea must give way to a better idea, and a better idea ultimately will give way to the best idea. I appeal to the people of Kenya not to abandon President William Ruto and I in matters of ideas. We ask for your contribution. Where you think you can make a difference as a Kenyan, where you think you can enrich the thinking of the president on how to improve lives, how to improve the quality of life, please don't hesitate. That is why in matters of education, the president has established the Presidential Working Party on educational reforms. That team of eminent professionals and educationists has gone around the country and received memoranda and ideas on how we can improve our education system. Never shy away from making a contribution. Whatever you know can help this country. With those many remarks, thank you very much. May God bless you and bless you abundantly.
Thank you very much.